Hey Al, did you hear Grant Napear the other day had some valuable insight on Raider Nation?
What? He's not qualified. He's not a Raider fan. And if you can't trust the messenger, you can't trust the message.
Alright, so last week, Raider X, that's your name.
Raider X, yep.
Called into the Grant Napear Show with Doug Christie, who is on the afternoon drive on Sports 1140, 3 to 7 p.m. in Sacramento, or sports1140.com. And he's the voice of the Sacramento Kings for the last 25, 30 years. If you don't like that, you don't like NBA basketball, is his catchphrase.
Good stitch.
Guy's awesome. You agree with that? I mean, you listen to his show.
Yeah, listen to his show.
Yeah. So, but I guess, we're going to have the audio here, but I guess the production level over there is like one notch above our setup here. Because they got like hour number 2 on twice on their website, and they're missing 2 other hours on just that show. So it's I don't know what's going on over there. Otherwise, we would have had it. So you're gonna have to just tell me what happened. You called into Grant Napear's show. What were they talking about that got you to call in?
Well, I was sitting there and
you're a frequent caller to sports talk radio shows.
Oh, yeah.
You've done it multiple times.
That's
you talked
right.
to Grant Napear.
I
talked to Jim Rome before?
I done talked to Rome. I talked to
Ralph
Radnich.
Barbieri? Radnich?
Radnich, yeah. I used to talk to Ralph Barbieri. I talked to
Tolbert.
Monty Poole, Tolbert. Who's ever on there. But the reason I was driving and I heard him talking about Grant Napear was saying that all Raider fans should really be ticked off or peed off or just embarrassed at the fact that the
let me mention this too.
Raiders was...
Let me mention this too, that Grant Napear did play-by-play for the Raiders during preseason games for a while there, right?
Yes.
All right.
So he was telling he was saying that all the fans should be ticked off because the Raiders is doing the third day of the NFL draft. They're going to be doing it in front of the welcome to Vegas sign in Las Vegas, celebrating the Raiders coming to Vegas. And he was just
the team is doing that, or
the
just
team is doing
some
it.
fans?
No, the team is doing it. They're doing a big promotion on the third day. And he said it's just so disrespectful to the city of Oakland, and all Raider fans should be so peed off about it and stuff.
How do you feel about that?
Well, I called him in. I called in to talk to him. And I kind of made a mistake. Usually when I call into talk shows, I usually tell people this is Raider X from deep within the confines of the Raider Nation. But when I was waiting on hold, a guy asked what my name was, and I wasn't thinking, and I just said Al. So I just called in as Al. So when I got on there...
You expect Grant Napear to say we have Raider X on the phone?
Oh, well, he might, after I call and explain it to him next time, he might recognize my voice. So anyway...
He probably already forgot.
I went on there and I told him, I say, Grant, you are not qualified to speak for the Raider Nation and what they should and should not be doing. And he tells me, what do you mean that I'm not qualified? I say, you're not. He said, I've been doing this for 23 years. That makes me qualified. I say, have you been a Raider fan for 23 years? He say, no. He say, but I've been doing color commentary, and I was a broadcast for the show. So that makes me... I say, you're not a Raider fan. You don't have any vested interest in the Raiders. You're not qualified to speak for the Raider Nation.
It'll affect his business.
Whatever. If he's not a Raider fan...
I'm saying he has some vested interest.
If he's not a Raider fan, what business does he got trying to tell a Raider fan how to think? I'm not telling him how to feel about whatever pro team he likes.
New York Giants.
Well, he's a New York Giants fan. I'm not telling him how he should feel about their miserable existence. So why should he be out there? And since he's got a platform, he's putting it out there and trying to convince some of these weaker Raider fans who might be swayed into feeling like, yeah, that's right. Maybe we should rally behind him. We shouldn't be rooting for the Raiders. We shouldn't be doing all of this. Oh, no. I tell them all the time, I'm Raider X, and I'm here to defend the Raider Nation against all enemies, foreign and domestic. That meaning, if you're somebody from another team, you're foreign, and if you're a Raider fan talking about now that they're leaving, you're going to quit rooting for them, that means you're local, and I'm going to defend against the Raider Nation. I'm going to defend it there's no amount of, just nothing could make me say I'm not going to be a Raider fan, and I'm going to convince other people not to be a Raider fan.
So it sounds like you and Grant had a very fun exchange there. I wish I could listen to it.
Oh, he let me go for around about 4 or 5 minutes, and we was just going back and forth. Yeah, we was going back and forth about, well, he told me I never said that I didn't want Raider fans to go to the games and stuff. And I was trying to tell him, but what you're doing is you're telling them that they should be mad and angry and stuff. And then he tells me about, well, somebody, and one of the guys in his office stuck his head off there and said that he's a Raider fan and that he called and told him he was giving up all 6 of his tickets. And I'm telling you right now, he ain't no real Raider fan. He's a wannabe. He's talking about he's not rooting for the Raiders no more, and he done gave up his tickets. All I'm saying is everybody out there who wants to give up their ticket, because there are going to be other Raider fans who's going to buy those tickets. You know, the Raider Nation, we've got to get those people out of our ranks. Those people who should be other people fans anyway, the ones who saying, oh, I'm going to burn all my Raider gear and I'm not going to be. We don't want them in the Raider Nation anyway. Let them go. We got to close our ranks against those kind of people.
Only hardcore fans allowed now.
That's right.
Yeah, well, good luck.
If you don't want to be a hardcore fan, go join the Whiners. If you want to be that kind of fan, go join somebody else. We don't want you.
I think the majority of sports fans are bandwagon fans.
Well, you say the majority of other other teams, not the Raider Nation.
Sure, they're not.
The Raider Nation, the majority of the Raider Nation is hardcore.
Yeah, that's why the guy who has 6 tickets is giving them up.
I bet you those 6 tickets don't go unsold this year. So whereas he don't want his 6 tickets, somebody else is going to buy them.
You're going to sell out every game next year?
Yeah.
All right, so you got a hold of your buddy Grant Napear again.
I sure did.
Right after you left here.
That's right.
What made you have to call? And also, before we go on, I have audio of it, so we're gonna listen to it here. But what made you had to call in this time?
Because again, he's on there. He's bringing guests on, and they're talking about how the Raiders is their fans is dropping all their tickets, like selling their tickets, and they think nobody's going to be at the game.
So he's spreading the narrative that everyone's clearing out of Oakland.
That's right.
Not just the team is leaving.
Yeah, it's just like the fans are leaving. Yeah, but he's putting out fake news.
Let's listen to what you're up to.
Let's see if we can hear Al a little better. Al, you with us?
Yes.
Can you hear it?
I called you last week, and usually when I call in and just say I'm Raider X, but I didn't call that day. But I'm sitting here and
nobody cares.
They will.
I'm listening to your show again, and it seemed like you still sending that same message out that the Raider fans is dumping tickets, or that not coming.
Did you just hear Mark Spears? Did you just hear Mark Spears?
Did you hear Mark Spears?
Yeah, I heard him. Fake news.
Okay, hold
I
on.
just heard it.
Okay, did I say that? I'm not a Raider fan. I'm not a Raider season ticket holder. So I couldn't go on the air and say I'm not going to the games because I don't go to the games.
Grant's yelling at you.
The truth hurts.
Did you just hear Mark Spears, or did I make that up too?
No, I just heard that, but I just called. I'm a season ticket holder, and I just called the Raiders, my ticket agent, and I asked them, was tickets still available, more tickets still available to buy? They told me right now there is no more tickets available, and they might have some available next week, but they're not sure. It probably won't.
Well, good. Well, good. That's
All
good.
of these
That's great.
people
Good.
Out there selling their tickets, like I said last week, let them sell it because there's going to be other Raider fans to step in and fill that.
Well, good. Then good. Then that's great. But if you think I'm going to go on the radio and ignore the fact that the Raiders are losing a significant portion of their local fan base, then you're delusional.
No,
Because-
you're delusional.
What?
He calling me delusional.
You think they're not losing a significant portion of their fan base?
But every single person who they're losing on their fan base, they're gaining somebody else. So how are they losing?
Because Mark Davis offered refunds on all their...
And people took them.
Who's this guy you're calling?
Who is this guy? I call my agent. His name is Raphael something. He works as he works for the Raiders, and he's my agent, my ticket agent.
And he told you there's no tickets available.
He told him it's no tickets available.
Season tickets available.
Because they had a waiting list for people to buy tickets. So all of the Raider fans who decided to sell their tickets
Got the refund?
and get the refund, somebody else done bought those tickets.
Oh, you were 12-4 last year.
Well, look at it this way. Say you're a Raider fan and you've been here and you done been a fan for all these years while we was losing and you was going out there.
Did you say this yesterday? I don't remember. Oh, go ahead.
Well,
I'll cut it out.
say you're losing all of these games and you was going there all these years.
Yeah.
And so now when they get
All those
good,
years of losing.
so now when they
All
get
those
good,
years of losing.
you decided that you ticked off because they're moving somewhere else.
Yeah.
And all that time that you put out there blood, sweat, and tears or whatever to be out there, and now when they do go back to the Super Bowl or deep into playoffs, you're not going to be a part of it. Serves these fake Raider fans.
Blood, sweat, and tears, or just sunburn?
Say what you want to, but some people get bloodied out there.
Oh, yeah. I feel sorry for them.
Because they are losing a lot of loyal Raider fans
They
from
are.
the Bay Area and Northern California.
It doesn't matter.
Because
Because somebody's there to replace him.
Somebody's going to replace
A
him.
bandwagon fan.
No. There's Raider fans waiting in line to buy
Bandwagon
tickets.
fans.
They're not bandwagon.
Oh, where were they when they were losing?
Whereas they was blind then, I guess they can see now.
No, because nobody wants to go see that crap.
That's your story.
I talk to them every single day. I'm not making this stuff up, and it's not me. I don't give a damn. I'm not a Raider fan. I don't give a damn if the place has 60,000 or 6 people. It doesn't matter to me. I don't care, Al. It makes no difference to me.
Hey, Grant's the man.
Yeah, really. It makes no difference to him, but every time you look at it, he's talking about the Raiders, and he sort of got somebody on there downgrading the Raiders, you know?
Well, you know what? Speaking of, they're blind and now they can see. I think when you hear someone saying something negative, like you always talk about Stephen A. I like him until he says something about my Raiders.
That's right, because I'm here to defend the Raider Nation no matter what.
Through thick and thin.
Through thick and thin, I will defend the Raider Nation.
The Raider Nation or the Raiders?
The Raiders and the Raider Nation is all one.
Okay.
I don't care.
I understand.
Is that why the team's moving? They're concerned about Raider Nation and Nevada getting enough games? Or
It doesn't matter. The Raider Nation travels, remember?
But the problem with this is you're talking about they're losing a significant of their local fans. As far as I'm concerned, they're not a local team anymore. All the local fans that they're leaving from the Bay Area, they're picking them up from Vegas. It doesn't matter where
Reno?
I was just saying something.
Play anywhere.
I don't disagree with that.
Dallas, Reno, and L.A.
I do not disagree with that. The premise here and the point that I'm trying to make is that Mark Davis and the Oakland Raiders have pissed off a lot of their true, hardcore, loyal fans, period.
Right here, this one. He pissed you off.
For a moment, I was ticked off
still
when they
pissed
first
off at him?
decided to move.
Well,
Yes.
you explain it here.
And a lot of them is going to still buy tickets or not.
Hey, listen, the stadium in Vegas is going to be sold out every week. I would never go on the air and suggest anything other than that. It's going to be a gold mine in Vegas. I have no problem with the team going to Vegas. I have no issues with the Raiders moving. I'm just talking about that I think that the Raiders are not going to be all...
No issues with the Raiders moving. This is one less topic for them to talk about in Sacramento.
Oh, you know what?
They're going to talk about the Las Vegas Raiders.
You live in Sacramento. It ain't nothing else to talk about. You know, the Kings ain't worth a crap.
Well, I listened to the show later on, and they were like all optimistic about the Kings. I was like, what?
Now, those are the people who are delusional.
Oh, okay. You just use that word fan and delusional. They're like synonyms.
Yeah.
hunky-dory and everything's
I mean, every team. Anyway.
great in Oakland for the next 2 to 3 years. That's all, because I don't believe it will be.
Well, I've been telling people also that Mark Davis, mark my words.
Yeah, here's where you go in on Mark Davis.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'd love to see him lose this team.
Yeah.
5 years from now, when he moved to Vegas,
So would the NFL.
Oh, yeah, because they want people with money, and he's broke.
and he's gonna some kind of way gonna renege on that bank on that a loan from Bank of America, and they gonna take the team away from him and serve him right.
Well, you know that I don't have a crystal ball to. We'll see. Al, thanks for the call. Appreciate it.
Oh.
But he calls up.
He cuts you
it's
off.
my fault. I didn't say that. Mark Spears said that. Yeah. And again, I got a guy down the hallway. I met two gentlemen.
Here we go talking about this
downtown
dude down the
Sacramento,
hall.
Watched
Yeah.
the Coliseum being
Talked
built.
about him
One
yesterday.
had 4 season
Yeah.
tickets. The other had 8.
He's a
I'm
phony.
not making this up because I
Yeah.
don't care. It doesn't matter to me.
Yeah.
You are making up
It's
fake
interesting,
news.
Grant, to hear all the people speak about it because I can't remember his name. Was it Danny?
Did you want to hear what Doug Christie said?
Really
Yeah,
good
what did
call,
Doug
and
Christie
I think
say?
that goes to the essence of what this is about.
Absolutely.
People who are long time. I can't think of the word that you said. This goes throughout your
It's
family.
generational.
Generational. And that makes it that much more special. This is where the Raiders.
No, because you kind of had to feel bad for 49er fans that went to Candlestick Park and were even season ticket holders at Kezar Stadium, and then they get priced out of Levi Stadium.
I didn't feel bad for him because those same 49er fans, when the Raiders first came back to Oakland and the ticket prices were so high and people in Oakland couldn't afford the tickets, so they couldn't sell the games out, nobody was up there. Those same 49er fans that they're talking crap about, that's because it's not any 49er, it's not a lot of Raider fans. But the problem is, your pockets has a lot to do with it. Your financial situation has more to do with it. And so when they came back here, the Raiders, most of the hardcore Raider fans got priced out of the market. And it happened to the 49er fans too. They got priced. We knew some. I knew some who couldn't get their tickets because it was too high.
Yeah.
And the same thing's going to happen in Vegas. A lot of people ain't going to be able to get tickets because they're too high.
Stadiums are awesome, though.
Oh, it's going to look great.
I love Levi Stadium.
I'm going to love it. Opening day, I'm going to be out there. We might have to go there and do a podcast from the stadium.
I'll think about it. I don't want to hang out with all you guys, all you losers.
Losers!
started. That's, I think, more speaking to the point that Mark Davis doesn't respect the fans of where this thing all started from.
All right, 339-1140 and 800-920-1140. 339-1140 and 800-920-1140.
That's
And I'll tell
some
you
of our
something
audience
else.
can call.
All right,
Yeah.
And I don't think it's going to happen. But if the Raiders get off to a slow start, and or Derek Carr gets hurt again and they lose, trust
happens
me,
with
you're
any
gonna have
team.
a lot of empty seats at the Coliseum this year.
I would think so from the standpoint that there's already bad blood. Now, to Al's point, Al is understanding Raider Nation. Raider Nation is
Oh,
big guy.
here you go. This is what you wanted to hear.
Yeah.
That you understand Raider Nation.
I definitely understand the Raider
You have
Nation.
at least a mild understanding.
hardcore understanding.
Now, I cannot even argue that because we were talking to our
No doubt.
producer, Jay.
Yes.
And he was saying that a lot of the Oakland fans are upset, and that's what Mark was saying. But there are Raider Nation throughout the world
I agree.
that are going to continue to support. So that is true.
Yeah, listen, selling tickets in Vegas is a non-issue. That's not going to be an issue, all right? They're going to sell out every game they have in Vegas. No one's saying otherwise. And now, you might have 10% of the fans every week or 15 be, tickets for supporting the other team, but it's still going to be sold out.
Yeah, and you got to...
I think that's a low number. The Bronco fans are going to take over that thing.
Yeah, nobody's taking over our stadium.
Yeah, they are.
And take into consideration...
All the teams from the north that come in. Oh, man. Vegas is the ultimate destination. You don't think so?
No, I don't think so. Everybody who comes to Vegas ain't coming to Vegas for a football game.
I'm talking about the ones that do come to Vegas, that are going to now.
Okay.
We're adding visitors now.
How many people in Minnesota or some of these backwood towns like Green Bay and stuff who can really afford these tickets?
Green Bay is another national brand.
How many of these people can actually afford the tickets?
Just tell me about how you were in New Orleans and there was Raider fans everywhere.
Everybody's not Raider fans who want to travel like that. When I went over to London, they estimated 30,000 Raider fans from the Bay Area went to London. Not everybody's got those financial means to make a trip like that.
Oh, man, there's going to be Bronco fans everywhere in that place.
Bronco fans.
Corporate aspect of Vegas, because that, in my opinion, is going to be huge. Because
You mean the casinos?
Casinos. Would that be corporate?
It would be, but I think in this particular instance, since Vegas...
Yeah, they're going to build that thing like Staples Center. There's going to be like levels of suites.
Oh, yeah.
So it's going to be a very corporate... It's going to be like a Yankee Stadium type atmosphere.
Oh, that's okay. You ever been to Yankee Stadium?
No. I just see behind home plate the empty seats all the time.
Well, you know what? Those tickets back there here are pretty expensive.
Yeah. So that's what's going to happen in the... It's going to be like Levi Stadium. It's a very corporate crowd.
is,
a little different.
And now that they're losing, there's no crowd at all.
Yeah, exactly.
I love
It's the casino corporation. You're right in saying that.
Right.
But it's now the luxury boxes. Every casino is going to have one.
You absolutely. Some in the bigger ones are going to...
Okay, I think that's it.
Yeah.
That's enough. All right, let's wrap this thing up. You and Grant Napear, once again. And you will be calling him again soon.
As soon as he has somebody on there or he starts off trying to diss the Raiders, I'm going to call him back and call him up on him. I'm not taking it. I done took it on as my personal responsibility to defend the Raider Nation.
Oh, I would never do that for any of my teams.
Because you're not a hardcore Raider fan. You're not a hardcore... What's your three teams? You're not a hardcore Florida State fan. You're not a hardcore 49er fan. And you're not a hardcore LA Kings fan. You're just not hardcore, Dave.
What about the A's?
You're not hardcore there either.
How about that wall full of Pussifer posters?
You know what? You're not hardcore, Dave. You just ain't got that drive. To be hardcore, it's got to be in your inner soul, Dave. You just don't have it. Like a hard-boiled
What a
egg
shame.
is. Like a hard-boiled egg is when it's real hard, it's solid.
Yeah.
Well, you were like a egg that's been boiled for like about 2 minutes, and when you break it open, it's all mushy. It ain't cooked yet. So that's what you are, Dave. You a soft.
I'm a
fan.
soft egg.
You a soft fan, Dave.
Oh, well, congratulations to you.
Well,
I'm glad you got that hardcore gene.
Hey, I love it.